Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby. I'm with Fitness is Medicine. Today I'm going to give you another great workout you can do in your home. I'm going to continue to mix it up, do large muscle groups, small muscle groups, stabilizing, things like that, upper body, lower body, core, balance, lots of different types of exercises so that you can continue to strengthen your whole body and use very functional movements throughout your day. Okay, so we're going to start with a lat pull down today with a tube. Remember, it is hard to find sometimes a higher place in your home to loop these through. So I loop mine through a door with my door hanger here that helps protect my bands and helps keep them from getting, little nicks and cuts in them. If you do have vaulted ceilings and you have a place you can do a higher place to do, to pull down, you could maybe sit on a ball, you could do one knee like this. You could sit on a chair, things like that. There's a lot of different ways to do this and make it work for you in your own home. Okay, so remember to always come into these workouts warmed up and ready to go. And we'll start here with your lat pull down. So your lats are your big muscles, kind of like this in your back. So I want you to sit up nice and tall and pull down. Now, keeping those shoulders down away from your ears. 3. Pulling your muscles, pulling your shoulder blades down and together as you go, and we go nice and slowly both directions. Keep your shoulders down away from your ears, and keep breathing. 9 and 10, nice and slowly both directions. All right, good. Now, if you are on the floor, make sure you transition to standing slowly so that you don't get lightheaded or dizzy. Now, we're going to do side step squats next. So I'm going to use a kettlebell. If you don't have a kettlebell, you can use a dumbbell or just body weight, depending on where you are. But you can also use a gallon jug, things like that. Gallon jug of water, gallon jug of vinegar, or something like that. So I'm going to have you hold the kettlebell just right in the middle here. No, we're not going to be moving it side to side or picking it up or, lifting it, anything like that. We're just going to hold it and let it hang straight down. So your shoulders are going to stay down. Start with your feet together. We're going to step wide, do a squat, and then come together. Step wide, squat, come together. Now, go maybe 10 one direction if you've got a long hallway. Or like I just did 3, 2, 3. And then just keep going back and forth. So this doesn't require a lot of space. You could even go back and forth, go out to one side and then come back to the other side, that type of thing. But if you do have a long hallway and you can go 10 one direction and then come back and go 10 the other direction, I'm just going to go one more time here. Really sitting your hips back, bending your knees, squeezing your glutes as you stand up. Keep your knees nice and wide. Good. And then also your chest and head stay nice and tall throughout as well. When you set it down, use good form so that you don't hurt your back in those transition times. Okay, now we're going to do another shoulder exercise. We're going to do lateral raises. So grab 2 dumbbells, probably a little bit on the lighter side because this is a little bit of a more challenging exercise with smaller muscle groups. So I have my dumbbells here ready to go. So we're going to just lift and lower them right out to the side. I'm going to add a little bit of a balance challenge to this. So you can either stand in a tandem stance or a staggered stance or a single leg stance, whatever is sort of a challenge for you. You could stand on balance discs or a balance pad, things like that. So I'll stand in a tandem stance to demonstrate. Now we're going to lift these out to the side and back down. Do not lift them past the height of your shoulder. So almost like you can see, you're still able to see the top of my shoulder at the top there. 6, 7. If going straight out to the side is challenging or you have any pain, do a little bit of the diagonal. Just bring it forward just a little. These aren't front raises. I call them diagonal raises. Just because they're not straight out to the side, they're just a little bit more in front. And so it could be a little bit more natural range of motion for your shoulders. Also, if you have shoulder pain with this, try a lighter weight or bring your elbows in and then you can lift and lower it like this. Shorter levers makes it feel easier and makes that weight a little bit lighter. Okay, now we're going to do calf raises. So you can just find a nice flat surface wherever you are in your gym is great, your living room, your garage, wherever you do these. I want you to just go up as high as you can on your tiptoes and then back down. So I want you to go slowly both directions. These are really good exercises for your feet and your toes and good range of motion, getting your good ankle pumps. So if you do have lower extremity swelling at all, you can do these standing, you can do them seated in a chair. It's really good ankle range of motion and lower body strengthening. So these are good to improve your balance, prevent falls, have improved ankle range of motion. Now, if you can't do these without hanging on somewhere, because it will be a balance challenge, hang on to something so that you can get through this full range of motion. This isn't necessarily for your balance. I mean, as far as trying to balance while doing this, because sometimes it'll result in less range of motion, less quality exercise. So you really want to focus on spreading those toes in your shoes, using all of your toes to balance and get all of that muscle range of motion and strength out of your entire foot. And then you can add range of motion to this too if you'd like. You could stand on the edge of a pillow or stand on the edge of a, you could stand on the edge of a chair or edge of a stair, but I don't want too much range of motion, especially if you're not used to this. So just doing them on the floor is a really great way to start. And then also at the end of this, make sure you do a good calf stretch like this where you push one foot back and then the other, but of course do each of them for 30 seconds. Okay, now we're going to go back to an arm exercise, a shoulder and core exercise really. I have a tube set up over here that's about chest height. Now we're going to face the wall. It's actually a little lower than chest, but it's about waist height. Face the wall, grab the handle with both hands like this. Now we're going to be in just a little bit of a squat, not really a full-on squat, but an athletic stance like I talk about with your hips back a little, your knees bent, and your core tight. Keep your shoulders down, arms straight. You're going to pull to one side and then the other side. So you're twisting just a little bit at your torso, but all in all, your shoulders will stay forward. Your head will stay forward. Your chest stays tall. This is a shoulder extension and ab exercise. So as you go, you're having to contract those abs to pull that down. Keep breathing. Keep your shoulders down away from your ears. 7, 8. Now you can make this harder by stepping further back. You can make it easier by stepping closer. And 10. All right, good. Front facing band pulls. Okay, now we're going to end on your back on the floor with a little bit more core after that one activates. And we're going to do double knee lifts on your back. So down on the floor with your knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Now, remember, this one is really important to focus on keeping that back flat. So before you start, flatten your back to the floor. Now we're going to lift your knees up towards your nose and then slowly lower them to the floor, but don't quite set them down. Now, like I said, the key, breathe, is to keep your back flat to the floor. If you get here and your back goes bloop, and then look, I can move my hands here now, then readjust, really engage your core here, your abs, to hold your back flat. So now I can't get my hands underneath there, right? Lift up your knees, really focus on keeping that back flat, and then come back up. 2, 3. Now, if you can do that and keep your back flat the whole time, and it does not feel challenging, then you could straighten out your legs a little. But generally, this is pretty challenging, especially when you're doing them correctly and keeping your back flat. So you're really going to start to feel it in those abs. It'll be easy if you let your back come up, but you also run the risk of putting pressure through your back, putting strain through your back. And you want to challenge your abs, right? I haven't met a client yet that hasn't told me they want to improve their core strength. This is all about core strength right here. Flatten that back, keep it as flat as you can. And right here is where it's the hardest, right? 2 more. And if you need cues, you can stick your hands back there and make sure you're keeping your back flat. You'll feel it as soon as you arch. If you arch, your hands are going to be able to slip right back in there. So let's do one more good one. Good, and rest. Now, in order to stretch after that one, if your back is feeling it at all, you can bring up those knees toward your chest. If you absolutely cannot do that and you can't keep your back flat, or you're having back pain with it, alternate. So alternate lifting and lowering your knees and leave one foot down. That's okay. You're still going to start to work that core and start to work those. You can build up to doing the double knee lift as you get stronger. All right, that's it for today. So go ahead and do these through a couple more times, add 5 minutes or 10 minutes of cardio in between to really get a good heart rate throughout and keep your body moving. Okay, please let me know if you have any questions or need any substitutions or anything, and I will see you next time. Thank you, everybody.